You made this mess and left me with the pieces. Now I'm gonna burn all the bridges between us. I can't focus, I can't forget. I've been thinking too much lately. I just need to clear my head. I just need to clear my head. I just need to clear my head.
Hello and welcome back to TGTV, and more specifically, welcome back to, as you can see on the side of that plane over there, possibly a very, very sunny Croatia. I'm here today with GreyP. They make bikes, we'll get onto that, and Rimac. They're basically the same company, but we'll get onto that as well. Today is a very exciting day because today I'm taking out the brand new G6 GreyP bike, an electric bike. It's absolutely insane. Wait till you see this thing out in the hills on a very, very sunny, idyllic island here in Croatia. So join me, it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a departure from my usual types of videos, driving around in a circle in London. This is going to be a cool one, so stay with me and let's just see what happens. I have no idea at this point what's happened or where I even am, to be fair. I don't even know the name of the island. Archie's over there somewhere, and yeah, it's going to be a good video, so come along.
Can't focus, I can't forget. I've been thinking too much lately. I just need to clear my head.
Right then, we've reached the top of the mountain with the GreyP G6.3 here. We'll go into why it's the G6.3 very, very shortly. Archie, this is going to be a technical fest here. We're going to go into the technical stats of the bike. People don't want to hear about us two. They want to hear about the bike. This is an e-bike, which suggests obviously there is battery power in there. GreyP is a sister company of Rimac. Is that the way you say it? Rimac? Or Rimac, as us plebs say. They are a sister company there. So a lot of their clever electric tech comes from Rimac, which is already super, super cool. There's loads of really, really clever features, such as the bike's actually connected by a new type of SIM card, a software-based SIM card, which is chaos. The whole bike is actually connected up, and you can do all sorts of stuff like live stream over on the phone here. There's navigation, you've got your speed, your assistance level, battery power. There's loads and loads of stuff. I don't know if you can see the screen here, and it's worth touching on at this point as well. This is not my phone, this is the phone that comes on it. This is on an Android system, but obviously I'd put my Huawei in there because I don't leave home without it, as you all know. Anyway, getting back to the bike then, it's got RockShox suspension front and back, which anyone into their bikes will know exactly who RockShox are. They're kind of the name in suspension. We've got hydraulic discs front and back. I believe you've got a 1.5 inch headset, which is a thing, maybe, who knows. The real clever stuff here, and the main kind of pièce de résistance of this bike is the power. So the range on this bike is about 100 kilometers, I think. 100, yeah. If you're not pushing it, you're just kind of taking it gentle, about 100 kilometers. Flat chat, they reckon you should be able to get about 35 kilometers out of this before it needs a charge. Top speed, I believe, is about 45 kilometers an hour. Correct? And there are different specs. So this is the G6.3, and there's a 6.2 and a 6.1. I believe the 6.2 is slightly down on power, and it'll be slightly less top speed. Oh, here we go. Speak of the devil. This is a G6.2. Here we go. Look at this. I'm learning. So they're slightly down on power, and there are different specs depending on the market you're in, because the regulations in different countries differ. So they differ based on top speed and battery power and what you can and can't ride on the road. There is a European spec for use on the UK roads, and if you're not sure about all that stuff, go and Google it, because I'm not going to go through it. All in all though, we've just ridden to the top of this mountain, and I was cheating a little bit. I had assist on maximum a lot of the time, and it will only assist when you're pedaling. So there's no throttle like on that old G12, which you, I believe, drove in an old video. Rode?
The one with the motor.
Yeah, so that actually had a throttle on it. It's basically an electric motorbike. This is different in that you can pedal. So it's a standard mountain bike that weighs about 25 kgs. With the battery in it, so it's a little bit heavier than a normal bike, and you can just pedal it like normal, full suspension, proper like kind of enduro, cross-country, downhilly type vibe. But you can also put the assistance on, and it will introduce introduce the motor when you're pedaling, which is a nice feature, and you can vary that as well. If you're feeling a little bit lazy, you can put a little bit in. If you're feeling really lazy, you can basically just have it going up the hill, but you need to still keep moving your pedals, and they suggest that you should be moving at a cadence of about 60-70 revolutions per minute, which is about 1 revolution per second, obviously, and that is the peak operating cadence to get the best torque out of the engine. But that's all motor, that's all very boring, but all in all, mainly, probably, all you really care about is the fact that it looks cool, it goes quite fast, you can go down silly hills in it, and it'll just take everything in its stride. It is, in its own right, a very, very smooth, capable bike. We've just been doing some mental terrain. I used to ride quite a lot, actually, but you're not really into your bikes. You never really...
Bikes.
You like bikes?
Yeah.
You gonna get one?
Don't know yet.
This has reignited my passion for bikes. I might actually get one.
You're buying one?
Yep, that's the title of my video, I presume. Here we go again.
Yeah.
We're in. But it's reignited my passion for bikes because I haven't been on a bike in such a long time, and things have moved so far. I must have been to bikes about 15 years ago, and I'm amazed to see how far they've come. There's an electric motor in this. That's crazy.
It's
absolutely
more than
crazy.
a motorbike, though, if you actually think about it.
Yeah, so price-wise then, this starts at around €7,000, depending on the 6.2, 6.1 or 6.3 you go for. All the prices on the site, and I'll leave the links below. And just want to say at this point, this video is not sponsored.
No.
We're not being paid to be here. We've come out here because we wanted to ride around on this.
Yep.
Have a laugh, enjoy Croatia, which I must say is actually amazing. If you haven't been to Croatia, you need to get out here. Super underrated. Such an amazing place. All the people have been absolutely lovely. Again, Croatia are not paying us either. I'm actually just being nice for once.
Yeah.
I'm actually just being nice. And no one's paying us.
Visit Croatia.com.
Yeah, well,
No,
Croatian Tourist Board, if you're watching this, holler at me. But yeah, fundamentally though, this is a super cool bike. And it must be said that the links that GreyP and Rimac have to Koenigsegg, Aston Martin, they make the Valkyrie batteries, and they make I think the gearboxes for Koenigsegg, the batteries for Koenigsegg,
yeah.
Pagani now as well. This is all linked in with that. It's a super cool brand. That's something I want to talk about, because we actually went around the Rimac factory. I mean, I don't know how to say it, Archie. You're rocking my confidence here. I was just going to say Rimac. Rimac.
Yeah.
We went around the factory anyway, seeing where they're making the C2, and obviously they made the Concept 1, which you raced against the LaFerrari.
Yeah. 4 million
and they've
views.
gone from what?
4 million views.
4 million views, yep. AdSense. Bought you a Hurricane.
Don't start that.
Oh, okay. So they've gone from 8 employees in 2011, and they're now looking at opening a 1,500 employee campus.
They've got 550 people there.
They've got 550 employees now. But what's interesting about them, they don't bring in components for their cars. I know we're going on about cars now, but I just had to bring this in because we learned a lot actually, and it's actually amazing what Mate's done, the founder, who was fiddling with our bikes earlier. Chaos.
Same age as us.
Well, he's actually younger than me, which makes it all very embarrassing. How he's done what he's done, I don't know. But anyway, more on that another time. But what Rimac do, they make all their own components. They make all the tooling to make the even headlights, everything like that. Whereas most manufacturers will say, oh, hi, yeah, you got any headlights? Yeah, we'll just buy some in. Rimac actually make everything themselves. Absolutely everything from scratch. And how they built from an 8-man sort of operation into what's going to be probably a 1,500-man operation over the next few years, and a massive campus with a health club on site and all this kind of stuff. It's absolutely phenomenal in this kind of part of Croatia where you never really expect it. It's chaos. Anyway, so the hat's off. I just had to get that in because I was actually amazed by it. It's not even part of this video, but I had to talk about it because it blew my mind really. Anything?
Mental.
Yeah, anyway, is that
We're
it?
going to lunch now, I think. Is that the end of your video?
Have you seen my wheelies?
No, I don't want to see it.
Well, they're the GoPro. I was doing some wheelies. I'm getting good, Archie.
You are good at cycling, I'm not very good.
I'm good at wheelies, Archie.
Fine, now.
Okay, see you later, mate. Thank you so much. Okay, bye.
I just need to clear my head. I just need to clear my head.
Right then, you lot, I am now back in London and I'm preparing to go tomorrow morning to an Audi R8 launch. I've also had a haircut, you may well spot that. I am also then preparing to go to Monaco, Switzerland, Basel World, and then Paris. So lots of videos coming, lots of exciting stuff, so do stay tuned to my channel. I don't know which videos you will have already seen yet. I presume maybe the Audi R8 one, but at this point I just want to say a huge thanks
to GreyP Bikes, Mate Rimac, and all of the team involved in Croatia sorting out that trip, because it was absolutely superb and an amazing time, and the bike is super, super cool. I'm hoping to perhaps do some bits in London on one of those supercar season in London with a little front camera and everything on those bikes. It would be quite cool. So I'm aiming to do some stuff like that with the GreyP G6. But anyway, more on that another time. Thank you so much for watching. Do subscribe, give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, say hello, say something about Chris, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.